What is going on, people of YouTube? My name is Kurtyoy. Welcome back to a brand new video. Today I've got a review of Game Week 13, and rather than starting all bubbly, I would like to say I think everyone's thoughts and prayers are with everyone affected with that plane crash involving the Brazilian team. I'm not going to say it because I can't pronounce the word, but yeah, thoughts and prayers go out to them. This is the review. Didn't feel like starting bubbly because it's sort of a bad note, and it's a really, really horrible thing, but alas, it has happened. Thoughts and prayers go out to everyone, and let's get on with the video, starting off with the goalkeepers. So we're going to start off today with Lee Grant. Now, Grant's a really weird one because I didn't see this, to be honest, I didn't see any of these clean sheets coming, but starting off with Lee Grant, he got 7 points, the highest scoring goalkeeper of the week. And it's a strange one because Watford just didn't look like Watford. Stoke got an own goal in their favour, and to be honest, it was a relatively poor game. Let's be fair. But both sides didn't really show much for me. I think Watford especially let themselves down. And Grant got a clean sheet, 7 points for it. Would I bring Grant in? I think it's coming ever closer to the point where he will vacate the team as Butland is nearing full fitness. So I'd say stay away from him for this one. But if you want to go for a Butland-Grant combo, I'd say that's not too bad. It might be worth it, but I'd say probably get Butland in ahead of him. If he drops down to 4 million, then by all means get Grant, because if Butland gets injured, Grant is definitely a suitable backup, and he has shown that. Then we got Karius. Liverpool got a clean sheet. Didn't see this one coming. On my Super 6 up at 5-2, and it was 2-0. I was more nearer the Swansea Palace score, which surprisingly none of their goalkeepers are in it. Strange, that one. But Karius comes in, 4.9 million, 6 points. Would I bring him in? It depends. I think they're nearing the end of their easy fixtures, I'll put in quotation marks. But yeah, I think if Liverpool start ironing out the defensive issues, I think there's 2 clean sheets on the bounce. It could be looking good for their defenders as well as their attackers too. And then following on from that, I've only got 3 goalkeepers because there was 3 clean sheets, and I thought I don't really want to put someone who's made a few saves. I'll mention him anyway at the end. Fraser Forster comes in next for Southampton, 6 points, had a clean sheet. In fact, if you watched the first minute of the game and turned off, I don't think you missed much. I mean, yeah, there were chances, for either side, but the only goal was in the first minute. Charlie Austin sort of bundled it in from Sam McQueen, I believe it was the debut. Forced himself a clean sheet. £5 million. Southampton are a decent outfit. And once again, as I said at the start of the season, I think there'll be another season where they're sort of that team sort of 6th to 8th throughout the whole season. I think they've proved that with this result. But I think it was Randolph got 4, Stekelenburg got 4. Again, not worthy of a clean sheet. But would I bring either of them in? To be honest, no. They're both in a leaky defensive situation at the moment. So with that, we're going to move on to the defenders. Starting off with a man that I have failed to say transfer in over and over again, and he just seems to constantly get points. It's Mr. McCauley. Now, I'm not sure how, but he's obviously a goal-scoring defender. He's got another 10 points this week. You're looking at the fact that if you go on to Hull versus West Brom, 2 very, you'd say physical teams. Dawson, one centre-back, and McCauley, the other centre-back, grabbed both the goals. You can see what type of game that was. But McCauley comes in at 10 points, £4.8 million. I would say he's not worth it. They're a cheap West Brom defenders, but if he keeps on grabbing a goal every now and then, he's probably worth the extra few million. But at the moment, as of recording, he's 4.8. Probably the potential to go up to 4.9 by the end of the game week. So if you're going to transfer him in, I'd say be quick. And, we mentioned Dawson. Here is Dawson, number 2 on the list. I wouldn't bring him in. Hull very leaky. He scored a goal. I don't think he'll do much else this season. Then we've got Bruno Martins Indy, the guy with the eyes. He got 9 points. This week, again, 1-0 versus Watford. It's nothing to shout home about. But worth looking at Stoke's fixtures. I potentially see there are better options out there, especially for Stoke defenders. So I'd say stay away from Martins Indy's £4.9 million as well. Then we've got Cedric, another £4.9 million defender. And I said, might be worth bringing Fraser Forster in. I think it's definitely worth bringing Cedric in. I think Southampton, themselves will grind out results, get a few good clean sheets. Cedric is good attacking wise. And I think, he's definitely worth the money if you're looking for that differential type fullback to have in your defensive line. Then we got another fullback, another Stoke defender, Glenn Johnson, and he's worth £4.7 million. That sort of proves my point. Don't go with the points on that one game week because there could be other better options. I mean, it's 1 point down, you got Johnson. I think a few more points down, you got Eric Peters. Mark Bonisia played that game, which I thought was pretty. I didn't see that one coming. But Johnson want to bring him in. I'd say if Stoke can maybe start getting a few more clean sheets, I'd say when Butland is back, you'll see how good they are in the defence, and then maybe bring in Glenn Johnson. I think he could be a good player from then. And finally, Nathaniel Klein. In fact, the only player that's over 5 million on the defence. Another, clean sheet for him, 2 in a row. And I think Klein is looking like a good, solid fullback finally, as they start to get clean sheets. But I won't get too ahead of yourselves because Liverpool's clean sheets could just evaporate like that. But I feel like this could be the start for them. Moving on to midfielders. So moving on, we have Sanchez starting us off. The Arsenal midfielder is the most expensive the Arsenal attacker, I should say, is the most expensive midfielder, which is what makes him such an interesting prospect. He gets clean sheet points when they get clean sheet, albeit only one. When he gets goals, he scores more than the strikers do. And I think this season will be the last season midfielder. He'll definitely become an attacker from next season. So 14 points for £11.3 million. It's worth noting that it's usually around this time he sort of drops off performance-wise, but it's usually in November where Arsenal drop off performance-wise. They haven't lost in November. Worth pointing that out, albeit a few results maybe he didn't want he probably could have done better in that, but I think it could be a season where Arsenal could maybe push on for the title. Sanchez, I think, is a very, very interesting prospect. And from the other side of the pricing spectrum, £5 million worth of money will get to you Leroy Fer. And I've actually brought him into my team along with Sigurdsson. A bit of a panic buy, if I'm honest, just to get rid of Coutinho. I took -4 after I found out he was gone for the 6 to 7 weeks. I think he's due to go, but Leroy Fer, 14 points, grabbed 2 goals, I think, as Bob Bradley, is starting to get a hold of his best team, albeit not best results, but best team. Leroy Fer is going to be vital. He played in this game, and I'm pretty sure he's got to be in the first team, thereabouts, and he's proving to be quite a player. Back when he first joined, I think it was Norwich in the Premier League, you're thinking, this is the old Leroy Fer, the sort of, oh my goodness, how are we going to defend against him? It's exactly what you want. £5 million, I think he is well worth it. Wilfried Zaha comes in next. I think poor defence has helped him, but 10 points nonetheless. Same with Sigurdsson, also on 10 points. I think I would hold out on Zaha because there are better options like Leroy Fer out there. Sigurdsson, I think, is a fantastic player. He's a vital player. I think for Swansea this season, he's going to be there, cling on to you and hope you pull us out of it, sort of player. Like, for example, Charlie Austin was with I could say QPR when he joined them. You've got other relegation threatened teams. They will have their one player to cling on to and pray. I think Sigurdsson is the one. He's playing up front, albeit he's playing sort of like a false nine, but at the moment he's playing up front. I don't know how long that'll be until Llorente gets a start of that. Maybe Leroy Fer, who knows? But he's playing up front, so he's got further forward and basically like Sanchez. So it's worth keeping an eye on that one. Christian Eriksen, finally, starting to play well, but I'd say wait on him. And Theo Walcott, he's back to scoring ways. Would I bring him in? I'd hold out on that one. Sigurdsson's better option. There are also better options around that price value, but for me, I'd say stay away. And now, the attackers. I mentioned Llorente. We're going to start off with Llorente. He got 15 points this game week. I think 2 goals and 1 assist in what was quite a crazy game week for Swansea fans. It was up, it was down, it was up, it was down, it was up, it was down, it was up. You never know what you're going to get. And a 5-4 is a pretty magnificent. I think last time we saw that was I think it was Liverpool versus Norwich, but I don't know if that was 4-3 or 5-4, but either way, mental scoreline and final minutes as well. Grab the goal, but you meant to say £6.1 million. Hold out on it. Hold up, because Palace are shocking in the defence. I think 13 corner offset players conceded. Just diabolical, so I'd wait out on that. And also, whether Llorente gets a starting spot, because at the moment Sigurdsson's been playing up top. If Llorente is deemed fit enough and can start up top, I feel like he's a real danger, so it's worth keeping track on that one. Aguero, need I say more? Doesn't play well. City don't play well. Right place, right time. 2 goals. I meant to put up 2 goals. So I think he's definitely worth it. I managed to keep him in. I got rid of Lukaku in the end, but yeah, I think Aguero is definitely worth all that money you'd spend on him. Negredo comes in next. First goal since the first game week. And I'd say stay clear at the moment. You don't want to panic buy like people did in the first game week. Think, I've got to bring Negredo in. And all of a sudden, he doesn't score for like 10 game weeks. Score 2 here. See how he goes for the next 1, 2, 3 game weeks maybe. And then make your decision. You may lose out on a few £1 million or £0.1 or £2 million here or there. But it would be worth it if he doesn't score for another 10 game weeks after this game week. And then from that, another striker that played shocking but got 10 points is Benteke. I watched that game. I watched the highlights. I watched it, bit of a live stream, not going to lie. Atrocious. I don't think he had one of his. I think he's had one of his worst games. He was at fault for a lot of the goals they conceded. He had chances, didn't put them away. I think Benteke had a shocking game week. Just shows how shocking the defending was, because he still got 10 points. So I'd say stay away from Benteke. Ibrahimovic comes up next. £11.1 million, scored 9 points. Again, hold your horses. A big player scores goals, or scores a goal, gets some points, means he's going to be transferred in by lows. I'd say stay away, let him see how he goes on the next few game weeks. And finally, Charlie Austin, would I bring him in? Definitely. But that is that for this video. Hopefully you have enjoyed it. Like, comment, subscribe, and let me know, do you want, because I've got 3 things to do on, the first few days after a game week. You've got the review, the preview, and my season, where I discuss everything about my team, how I did last week, and how I'm going to do, or how I did, or how I'm going to do maybe in the following game week. What would you like on the same day? So let's say if it's Monday or today, the first day I start posting videos again, would you like the review and the preview, or the review and my season, and the preview comes a day later? Let me know your thoughts and anything else in the comment section down below. Thank you all for watching. Hopefully you've all enjoyed it. Like, comment, subscribe, and peace.